Alrighty, everyone. Doing a quick demo today for developers and engineers. We now have a API we've released. It's in beta, and we also have a Python SDK. Quick shout out to the team over at Fern. They're super quick to help us get our API live. Definitely recommend checking them out. We'll do a quick walkthrough of what we're currently exposing in the API. We're a couple weeks in, testing with a few customers, so please reach out if you want access. And we're going to walk through an example in Athena notebooks in our Jupyter notebook environment. So top of the funnel, you can submit a message, effectively a conversation to Athena using any of the models noted here. You can grab that message, parse it, and get the results. We also have the execution log. Any data sets you've ingested into the system or are connected to, you can pull those down and their metadata. Any query snippets, create a report. And then finally, we're going to look at how you execute SQL within the SDK and via curl or REST API, and then parse that into a Pandas data frame. Beautiful. Let's jump in. I can log into the system. We'll work on our Kansas City Chiefs synthetic data set today. For folks who are logged in, you guys can upload data sets, connect to a source system. We'll start by doing a brief overview of the player health data set, explore that here shortly, and then we'll pivot into a Jupyter Notebooks environment. Great. Visualize the data set and let that run. Once we get our results, we're going to run them briefly in our SQL editor, and then we can pivot into the notebooks environment and start working with them in there. Great. Got a little overview of potentially how to analyze this. We can also do a ERD diagram if that's helpful. We'll let that run here for a second. And let's maybe grab one of these, run it here. High protein diet, amazing. Alrighty, so we have some SQL. Let's pivot directly into our notebooks environment. If we add a few more data sets and we ran our ERD entity relationship diagram, we would see the relationships between these. Great. Let's pivot now into notebooks. This is going to spin up a Jupyter Notebooks environment. Once that's ready, for the first time you log in, we should see some results. If you pivot to our Athena examples, and then we have a notebook example we're going to walk through today. Let's go grab some of that SQL we had earlier. I think we grabbed this one. We're going to install the Python SDK. Reach out if you need an API key. Set the API key as an environment variable. Connect to our client. We're going to grab some data sets. We can show here briefly some of the schemas, the name, some of the metadata. We have a previous SQL statement that we're testing with. We can use this one or the one that we just ran. Generate that command, run that on the system, parse this back into a data frame, and take a peek at that. Lastly, we're going to grab a little bit of this data, feed it back into the platform using an asynchronous client with a submit and pull messaging. So instead of having to submit the message and then polling for the results, we can actually submit and pull together, and we'll kick this off. We're asking for Athena to do a search and browse workflow with GPT-4 Turbo, and we're asking what the offensive guard average age looks like, and we're including some of that data as well. We can see the message output and the final answer. So it looks like it's saying a couple items here for the age. We can, again, kind of go back, take this and iterate accordingly. For folks that want to take these outputs of natural language and make them more structured, we have a search and extract notebook in here, which Anton previously went through. Gives you the opportunity to show you how to actually take these outputs and then parse them into something that you can get back into a data frame. Alrighty. Reach out if you have any questions. Hopefully this was helpful, and we'll see you guys next week.